This week I'm going to announce the winner of last week's Happy Wanksgiving pick giveaway contest, as well as show you guys how to play this sick lick from Calling Elvis by Dire Straits. Hey guys, and welcome to the new installment of Weekend Wankshop here with your good buddy Uncle Ben. I dare you to find a weekly lick lesson series with a thicker sweater on the internet. First order of business this week is to announce the winner of the second annual Happy Wanksgiving Shredtacular contest. As I explained last time, the winner of the contest will receive a set of my signature BHL Wizard picks, as well as 4 of the custom flat thin wizards that Brock makes for me. But after seeing all the awesome work that you guys did last week, I knew that I couldn't narrow it down to being just one ultimate winner. So what I decided to do is to do 1 grand prize and 2 runner-up prizes. The 2 runner-up prizes will receive a set of my signature BHL Wizard picks in the mail. So, on with the winners. For the ultimate grand prize winner, I've chosen my man Constair9. You did an awesome job, man. You had great tone, really accurate picking. I love that you're playing it on a Les Paul, a non-traditional, Instagram shredder guitar. You played that on a damn dad rig, and you forced me to respect you. You win the grand prize. Excellent job, man. One of those runner-up prizes will be going towards my man Jared.Hanus. You did an awesome job, man. I think that you actually played it faster than the original, so that's pretty sick. You got a really cool kind of elbow speed picking mechanic thing going on with your playing too. Killer execution, great picking, good job, man. And the other runner-up prize is going towards MTT_House. Great job, man. You did a really good job with that lick. You got a good tone, good fat picking sound. Really dug what you did with it. Good even timing, a lot of accuracy in what you're doing. Sick work, dude. So you 3 dudes that won, be sure to drop me a line on Instagram, or you can drop me an email, BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com. Just get in touch with me somehow, and I'll get your all's addresses and stuff and start mailing out some picks for you guys. Really awesome job. I wish I could give everybody that participated a prize, because everybody did a really killer job. There's a whole lot of other submissions too that I really dug. So it was very tough to narrow it down just to 3. So thank you guys so much for participating in this. There'll be a lot more contests in the future and stuff too. So yeah, cheers everybody. And now let's get to work. This week's lick is from Mark Knopfler's awesome guitar solo in the Dire Straits song, Calling Elvis. It's a B minor blues scale lick that you could use in a rock or even kind of a metal context. It kind of combines a few different sort of sequence minor pentatonic licks that you could kind of create your own licks based out of too. So it's definitely a good one to know. But before we get into it, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. One of Mark Knopfler's trademarks of how he gets his sweet tone is by using his fingers over here instead of a pick. So you could play this with a pick, of course, but if you use your hand fingers, you're just going to get a more accurate representation of what Mark is doing. First thing you're going to do in this lick is to start off by playing the 10th fret high E string and pulling off to 7. So you only pick the first note there. Next you're going to hit the 10th fret B and pull it off to 7. So we played the same thing on both strings now. I know I'll get a lot of questions about why am I using my 3rd finger instead of my 4th finger. You could totally use your 4th finger if you wanted to. For a lot of these bluesy licks, it's just sort of a little bit more accommodating to play those with 1st and 3rd. So whatever, your mileage may vary. So after you play, what we're going to do is to play the 7th high E, 10th fret B, pulling off to 7, and then the 9th fret G. I'm thinking of it as a 4-note walk down from the highest note of the scale, and then a 4-note walk down from the 2nd highest note in the scale. Those licks are followed by, this is 7th fret B, 9th G, hammering onto 10, back to that 7th fret B. Then what you're going to do is just walk down the G string part of the scale here. So you're going to play 10, pulling off to 9, pulling off to 7. Then you're going to play the 9th fret here on the D. So that's the first half of the lick. We have our 4-note descending pattern, and then our kind of walking up and down. Next, Mark plays another sequence where he basically walks down 3 notes of the scale and then walks forward 1. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play the 9th fret G pulling off to 7, 9th fret D, and then go back a note in the scale. So back here to the 7th fret G. So that's. Next, he plays the same sequence but on the next part of the scale here. So you're going to play the 9th fret D pulling up to 7, 9th fret A, then back to 7 on the D. So again, that in itself is another sequence, kind of how you start off with your 4-note descending sequence. This is a different one. After he plays that, what he's going to do is play the 7th fret A, hammer on to A, hammer on to 9. Then you're going to bar down here with your first finger and play the 7th fret D, then the 7th fret G. So that's. And then after this, he's going to resolve this by landing on the 9th fret D, which is a B note, the root note of the scale. Great for a good even resolve. So that second half of the lick altogether should sound like. So the whole thing altogether will start off with those 2 descending 4 patterns. Then your other sequence. Now right hand wise, I'm using the good old pistol grip here, using my thumb and my first finger to play all these licks. And I'm pretty much just sort of arranging it so that I'm playing on 2 strings at a time, just playing pairs of strings with these 2 fingers. So in other words, for the first portion of the lick there that's on the E and B strings, I'll be using this guy for the E string and this guy for the B string, like this. It's kind of like I'm just moving through the different pairs of strings as I move through the lick. I'll play it kind of slow here so you guys can really watch the right hand. Another cool thing you can mess around with this lick is taking those 2 sequences that we used and just turning them into their own sort of freestanding licks. So for example, the descending 4s pattern, you can just turn that into its own thing. Play that all the way down through the scale, just kind of playing 4 from the highest note, 4 from the lower note, 4 from the higher note on the B, 4 from the lower note on the B. You make up a cool lick just based around that pattern right there. Or the other pattern that you learned in the lick where you walk down 3 notes then walk back 1. Again, you could walk that through the whole scale and get a really cool sound out of it. Something like that. So any sequence that I learn in somebody else's lick, I just try to make it its own thing and see what I can create based out of that. So there you go, guys. We've had some prize winners who will hopefully have their seasons brightened by some shiny new BHL Wizard picks showing up at their doorstep. And you've learned a sick lick by one of the most awesome guitar players of all time, Mark Knopfler. I think how I got the inspiration to do a Mark Knopfler video for you guys is I found this thing randomly on YouTube called Mark Knopfler Guitar Stories. It was about 40 or 45 minutes long, and it's awesome. It's the bass player of Dire Straits, and he's talking with Mark Knopfler about like 6 of the guitars that shaped Mark's life. So he takes you through everything from like his very first guitar that he ever had, all the way up to his most kind of recent acquisition that meant a lot to him. It was really awesome, super, super inspiring watch. I'll put a link for that down below in the description so you guys can go watch that. But yeah, just seeing that video and seeing how enthused he was about his guitars and everything, and then also getting to hear his awesome, awesome signature playing all over it, really got me fired up to listen to some of his stuff and learn some of his licks. So if you've never checked out Mark, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. Definitely scope out some of those Dire Straits songs. Listen to his awesome and unique touch and feel on the instrument. Really unique tone too. And let that get real good to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would like to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you can find me over there at BenEllerGuitars. I'd also like for you to go and like my new Facebook fan page over at facebook.com/Uncle Ben Eller. Also, if you'd like to book some one-on-one Skype lessons with me, be sure to drop me an email, BenEllerGuitars@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks again to everybody who participated in the Weekend Wankshop Happy Wanksgiving Shred Contest. Really appreciate that, you guys. Stay tuned for another cool lick next week. Cheers.